What's going on, guys? Trizzle here, tuning in, bringing you guys another great war recap. We've got a special one, guys. Actually, being perfectly honest, we had a perfect board. Check it out. 60 to 53. We were going against a clan called Ace, and I'm not gonna lie, it actually started off well on their part. They ended up 3-starring one of my bases, and I was like, holy shit, this clan might actually put up some competition. And of course, Legion of Doom, doing what we do, ends up clearing the map and wiping the board. So let's go ahead and get into some of these 3-star attacks, because I'm not gonna lie, it's all about that drag bat. So starting with the number 1 base, this was a 12v12 triple. I believe this was my second account, actually, Town Hall 12. And I'm going in with, of course, the OP drag bat. This base was really just asking for it. There were no multi-target infernos, no wizard towers in range of the air defense or eagle. So it was so easy just to get in there and take advantage. But you'll notice that these attacks, guys, are very much the new meta. I'm in the process of completing a tutorial for drag bat, so please stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, we just go in, of course, take out the eagle, as well as hopefully at least an inferno, maybe a couple air defense, using the heroes to take out at least another air defense. And then from there, the army just goes in with the strength of the stone slammer, the dragons, the amount of loons. There's just way too much for the base to deal with once you've taken out a lot of those high-powered defenses. So on this one, the queen ends up staying alive damn near to the very end. She ends up walking around, takes out the town hall, ended up freezing that just in time. And if it wasn't for this king, I tell you what, she probably would have stayed up for the entire raid. So shout out to the archer queen doing her thing. But we were able to easily crush this base, getting us a trip peasy on a Town Hall 12. It wasn't quite a max Town Hall 12, but as you guys know, 3-star is a 3-star. So let's go ahead and get into the next attack, which of course was a beautiful triple. So let me go ahead and play that. And this one was my main account. Alright, so again, drag bat at its finest. I had to run the freeze spell just to make sure that wizard tower didn't really do too much damage to the bats. So you'll notice that on this raid, I start with the rage, follow up with the freeze, and then it's drag bat city. So rage, freeze, drag spells, down goes the wizard tower, down goes the inferno, down goes the eagle, and then from there the royals are going to go in and try to get the other air defense on the other side, and that just sets up the attack oh so nicely. I did get that baby dragon started on the other side, kind of help with the funneling of the dragons, but luckily this queen is just able to break in, takes out the king, and then finally gets into the wall. And oddly enough, if it weren't for those archers, that air defense probably wouldn't have gone down. So shout out to the archers taking care of that air defense, very much needed. And you'll notice that I come in from the top right to take out the base. With everything that's been taken down, the only thing left obviously is the town hall, a couple infernos, as well as that last air defense. So nothing too crazy, but easily able to overpower the base. And by the end of it all, I think there was about 8 dragons left up. Very strong. So I can't wait to bring you guys that tutorial. In the meantime, we're just going to show you guys these replays. Now, of course, this was not a drag bat raid, as you can see. This was a little Jai Wee Bo, a little oldie but a goodie. So make sure if you guys don't know how to do this raid, especially as a Town Hall 11 or Town Hall 12, that you check out the tutorial on the channel. In the meantime, we're coming in from the bottom left. Usually with Jai Wee Bo, you want to get in, take care of that clan castle, hit those high-powered defenses, and then start with your corner funnels, just like it says in the tutorial. And you want to have those high-level heroes, guys. You want to make sure as a Town Hall 12, you're rocking those level 60s, and if you're a Town Hall 11, you've got those level 50s on deck. So going in, easily works through the first layer of the base. Did get a fairly Not as generous split on the troops, but luckily that CC full of Valks is able to get in there, takes out the Town Hall, takes out the Eagle just barely. The Witch does come in for the assist, and then from there, the troops just kind of slowly work through the rest of the base. It kind of came down to the end, I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't like a super overpowered, like OP to all hell raid, but like I said before, 3 stars are 3 stars. So here we've got Homewrecker going in on their number 4, 12v11, but Homewrecker is a brand new Town Hall 12, so he doesn't even have, his camps done yet. So he's working on that. He does have the Wall Wrecker unlocked, which is good, but the heroes aren't quite level 60. He has gotten the Queen already up to level 52 and the King to 51. But he definitely needs to get those Town Hall 12 troops ASAP. So he goes in with a little Electro Dragloon, takes out a couple air defense on the bottom left-hand side of the base, and then from there you'll notice that it just pretty much clears a path for the dragons the Electro Dragons to move from the top left and move in a wave towards the bottom right-hand side of the base. This raid did come down to the very end. It was a little bit on the close side, but he did end up pulling out the 3-star. So great job, Homewrecker. Shout out to your boy. Alright, so we're just going to zip through the end of this attack, and kind of remind you how slow these Electro Dragons are. They definitely move in slow motion. Alright, so there you have it. 3 more stars, and that'll bring us to the next raid. Looks like a Town Hall 11, and fairly decently developed 11. Obviously it's not completely max, but it's definitely not a rush Town Hall 11 by any means. So he goes in, same army, Electro Dragloon comes in. With this army, guys, you want to make sure you're taking out at least an air defense. If possible, you want to get that Eagle Artillery. You want to make sure you set up the funnel, so that way when you get your Electro Dragons on the board, you're able to move in a line and take advantage of all the spells that you're bringing. So pretty much textbook deployment, especially compared to the raid we just watched. He's able to really rinse, wash, repeat, able to get in there, and on this raid, the King and the Queen help out and do a lot more. The Warden stays up, and the Queen survives to the end of the raid. So great job, and Homewrecker gets another triple. Alright, so there you have it, and that's going to move us to the next raid, which was the Punisher. Anthony coming in on this Town Hall 11, number 6 on their war map, and he's actually rocking the Town Hall 11 Jaiwi bow. Now, when Anthony does it, he actually uses a couple more bowlers than I typically use. I like to use 10 giants, 10 witches, and about 15 bowlers for Town Hall 11 army camps, but he actually drops a couple giants in place of a couple bowlers. The one thing you'll notice is that it's effective, it works. Key, of course, is making sure that those heroes are max level for Town Hall 11, but you'll notice that even on a base that is fairly well developed as a Town Hall 11, he's still able to take care of business and gets the 3-star. Now, of course, that dragon ended up being a little pesky. Somehow it ended up surviving almost to the very end. Could have been a little bit of a thorn in the side, but he's still able to take care of it, and actually ends up, I think I want to say a 12-pack. I know we had a great war, lots of 3-stars from members of the clan, but the Punisher putting on a Jaiwi bow clinic, and he does the same thing on this base, just goes in, gets those lines of giants, line of witches, followed by the line of bowlers, and you just manage those spells, making sure you try to get in there, take out the clan castle, get to that Eagle Artillery, and then be mindful of your Inferno Towers as the army just sweeps across the base. So easy 3-star, great job, and again, I couldn't be more impressed by everyone on the clan. Everyone did such a great job this war, which is why I had to get it recorded for you guys, had to get that war recap on deck. Like the promise that I made, I am going to put a little bit more effort into getting some videos out, especially on a more consistent basis, but I couldn't let this war go by, especially with it being a perfect war. Alright, so here we have Homewrecker going in on their number 8, and I want to say this is a point 0.5. Obviously it's got the Town Hall 11 upgraded, so you're looking at least a 10.5, no Eagle, and he goes in with a little Town Hall 11 Electro Dragoon, and his second account is pretty much there. The heroes are almost level 50. As far as troops go, he's got it almost all maxed out in his lab. So we're starting to get some depth, which is a good thing, because at one point it was basically just me and my second account. And overall, as much as I love being the best person on the clan, it makes it a little bit tougher for us to, have the ability to face solid clans, because obviously I can't do all the attacks. Alright, so great job, Homewrecker, getting that 3-star, and that's going to bring us to the next raid, which was done by yours truly, the Punisher, taking out another 10.5, fairly decent base design. I can't knock the couple bases, but when there's no Eagle and you're coming in with max heroes, it's basically impossible to stop Jaiwi Bo on the right base. So he goes in top left, and again it's rinse, wash, repeat. I want to say this is probably at least the third. It might have been a 4 raid 12-pack sweep with the Jaiwi Bo, but he goes in, easily gets a 3-star and wrecks phase. So great job. And as this attack winds down to a close, we're just going to move on to the next one, which was, what do you know? The Punisher with, what do you know? Jaiwi Bo. I know this might get a little bit redundant. I'm not going to say it's boring, but easily you can see how strong this army is, and the strengths of Jaiwi Bo as an attack strategy for war. So please guys, make sure you check out the tutorial on that. I will leave a link down in the description for you. That way you can easily just get to it, but make sure you're checking out the 3-star tutorial section on the channel. Alright, so there you have it, another 3-star for the Legion, and that brings us to the Town Hall 9s? Okay, yeah, here we have Dennis going in on their number 11, and mind you, it was a bully attack, but Dennis isn't quite, I want to say, geared up as a Town Hall 10, hasn't finished up his army camps. He did manage to get the heroes up to level 32, and of course he does have the ability to request a siege machine, which is epic because we all know how strong that siege machine is and how much it helps not having to bring those wall breakers, use that jump spell, or use 2 jump spells like you would normally have to do with Witch Slap. So easily takes care of the base, and there you have it guys, another 3-star. Great job. Alright, so this was another bully attack. This ended up being my Town Hall 10, and I've actually made a little bit more progress than Dennis. Ended up using a power potion because I did try to hit one of the Town Hall 10s. Ended up coming up a little bit short. We're not going to get into that. I'm not going to spend too much time on this attack because, as you know, it's Town Hall 9, and Town Hall 9 is already fairly easy. So when you're coming in as basically a Town Hall 10, level 38 King, level 40 Queen, of course with the power potion, not quite there yet. I do actually have a level 33 King and a level 35 Queen. Nothing to, scoff at or, stick your nose up at, but I'm not quite there with the level 40s. So another 3-star, and here we have Dennis rounding out his 6-pack on his main account, taking out their number 13. And as you guys know, especially anyone that plays war on a very competitive or serious level, you all know that you're gonna have to clear the map. So bully attacks and cleanup attacks are pretty much part of the landscape. You just can't really get around it. But in any event, again, I gotta shout out, the clan. Anytime you get a perfect war, especially when we're talking about Town Hall 12s, it is a huge accomplishment. So easy 3-star, great job, Dennis. And next we have their number 14, and this was done by Dennis's second account, his Town Hall 9, and his Town Hall 9 is actually on the come up. It's got level 22 heroes, of course Witch Slap, very strong, still works with the current meta. You do have to make sure you upgrade your heroes, but it is extremely viable and it definitely still works. So gets in there, takes out this base, and I'm not sure why they had literally 30% of their bases copied bases from each other. I don't understand that. If you're gonna war, especially anything remotely considered being serious, even if you have to go on YouTube, guys, what are we talking about here? Get yourself a decent base. There's Discords just solely dedicated to base building. You can find stuff on the forums, and you can definitely find stuff on YouTube, obviously. So there's really no good excuse to not have, you know, a decent base, let alone having, you know, multiple town halls that are just lazy and have copied the bases. It just makes it that much harder for your clan to win. Just a little pro tip for you guys if you're serious about winning wars. So great job, and that was actually done by Anthony coming in with his Town Hall 9. And again, can't be prouder of the clan. We really took care of business. And this was Adam taking out their number 16, and I believe he's rocking a little Pentalalo. Nope, never mind, it's cold-blooded. This has been Adam's de facto go-to ever since he you know, got his heroes upgraded to it close to 20. I mean, he's obviously using a power potion, so you can tell they're level 18s, but that's still a good bit of progress, guys. I know Town Hall 12s with heroes tonight that it's embarrassing to say. But we're not going to spend much time talking about that. You'll notice that by the end of it, not much stood between him and the 3-star. Had 2 unpopped towns, a ton of loons. Even the Golemites were still up at the end. And I think the Archer Queen had full health. So really took care of that base. And from here on out, it's pretty much, we're just going to zip through it. This was very much a bully attack. It wasn't injured in your base. I'm not sure why people still do this stuff, but if you put it out there, we're going to 3-star it, and that ain't our fault. So going in with a little, I want to say cold-blooded drag loon. Drag loon is one of my favorite Dark Elixir farming armies, and this was actually a composition that I had geared up, you know, just because I normally farm on that account, and it was such an easy base, I didn't even bother changing it. So way too easy, and that leaves us just a couple more raids left for the video, but I've got to show you guys every single video, every single raid, just because, again, perfect wars do not happen every single day, and when we're talking about like an actual decent developed clan, decent base builds, even though a couple of them overlapped, it's still something to be proud about. So great job to the clan, great job Adam, and I'm pretty sure Adam also pulled out a 9 or a 12 pack. So this one was no different, except this is his Town Hall 8, and just goes in with a little Dragloon, and base doesn't stand a chance. Now you'll notice that with the current meta, again, you don't need that Earthquake spell. You do want to bring a Freeze or a Haste. Some people prefer the Haste. I know personally I prefer the Freeze, but it's totally up to you in terms of preference. I kind of think that you get a little bit more value out of that Freeze, but again, it's all based on the base and what you like. So for the very least, having that extra slot allows you to bring the Raid spell. Since they buff the lightning spell and you no longer need to bring 3 lightnings, it does give you that added flexibility and the power of the raid spell to work through the clan castle troops and just kind of muscle through the core, because ultimately that was one of the key things that made Dragaloon and Town Hall 8 not a definite 3-star, but it was still fairly strong, even when we had the Earthquake meta. So on this one, pretty much, I'm not going to say it was a bully attack, but those defenses were nowhere near Town Hall 8 level. A couple of the archer towers were, but the air defenses were pretty much dog shit. So Adam takes advantage of that, doesn't even use the CC spell, and by the end of it, it's wham bam, thank you ma'am. So there you have it, guys. Legion of Doom, perfect war, taken care of Ace, and I want to say this is an Asian clan. Looks like they're in South Korea, so they're a Korean clan, and yeah, so with that being said, guys, really appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned. I am going to be putting out the drag bat tutorial very, very soon. And every Sunday night, we still do our thing with the Sunday night live stream. So appreciate you guys watching. Trizzle tuning out.
Why do I, baby, why do I love the way you always leave me? Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling? Why do I, baby, why do I love the way you always leave me? Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling? Why do I, baby, why do